Hey guys, there are a couple different things we need to know for today's lab. One is how to use a burette, which I don't know if you guys have done before. The other is using a pipette with a different type of top to it. And then a couple of different color changes that we're going to see in lab. So before we use any burette, which I have here, okay, so I have my burette here. There's a little nozzle on both sides, so if we make it parallel to the stem, it's open, and if we have a perpendicular, then it's going to be closed. It measures 50 milliliters. Before we do any of this, we want to make sure that we're rinsing it with the solution we're using, so we don't have contamination. So you're going to take your solution, pour about 5 milliliters in here. And then just drain it out. And so I have a waste container for that set up. After that happens, you want to fill it up all the way to the top. There is a marking right around here that says 0 on it. So make sure you're filling it up all the way there. That's going to be your initial volume for the lab. So you're going to fill it up all the way. You should have enough solution to do 3 different washes, and then enough to fill it up to the top. I had a little less than I needed. I only got up to the 6.5 mark, so that's going to be my starting value. So on the lab, I'm just going to make a note, 6.5 initially. But that is the sodium thiosulfate that we're looking at lab. So I'm just going to move this so it goes over our Erlenmeyer flask. And in this Erlenmeyer flask right now, we only have about 50 milliliters of deionized water. I'm going to add some potassium iodide to it. Mix it up. Get our solution there. Okay, it looks like it all dissolved. We want to add our calcium iodate. So for that, you're going to need a 10 milliliter pipette. You're going to need a top that just pops right onto it. And then to use this thing, you want to just scroll the wheel down. That's going to start sucking up solution. If you want to let it go, you press this button, and gravity should let it go. So we need sulfate. We need our calcium iodate. Put in there, measure up to the 0 marking. Okay. And then from there, we're going to let it go down and into it. Okay, the next step is to add concentrated, one more HCl, hydrochloric acid. You're going to see it turn this nice dark brown color. Immediately when that happens, so as soon as you can, you want to add the sodium thiosulfate to the flask. Make sure to mix this around. And we're going to stop at some point when it has a yellowish brown color. So every so often, just stop adding it, mix it around. Add a little more. Around, you should use about 8 milliliters of it. So just keep an eye on that. And add it in around 2 milliliter portions. You're starting to see this lighter color come out of here. So it's a light orange, yellowish color. From there, after we get that, we're going to add some starch, which I have here in my starch solution. It's going to turn this very dark, gross color that you see here. Dark black, dark blue, dark black. Swirl that around, and we're going to keep adding our thiosulfate until we lose all that color. Okay, so once that turns colorless, then you know you're done with the lab and you'll record your volume of thiosulfate used. And then you can finish the rest of the lab. That's basically what we're doing in lab. So the two things we need to know how to do are how to use a burette and how to use a pipette. And those are two things that we covered. So hope you watch this, get an understanding for what we're doing in lab before we actually start tomorrow. And I will see you then.